Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Today's video will be a slightly sponsored video. A company by the name of Durgod contacted me not long ago about sending me a product to review. They sell primarily mechanical keyboards, which I'm assuming is what's in this box. They were honestly a little vague about what they were sending me, so I kind of just wanted to film myself opening this for the first time, so it would be a surprise. But here is the box. Obviously, it has the name in quite small text on the side. It does say lithium batteries stickers on the top, which obviously means it's an electronic. But let's see exactly what they sent me. And this company contacted me twice. The first representative, I actually didn't see their email, and they just never got back with me after I responded. But the second person reached out not long after, and I immediately responded as fast as I could. And I do apologize for my hands. I was spray painting and a lot of it got on my hands, so it looks like dirt. And I can't get it off, which is a little concerning. But here's the inside of the box. Lots of bubble wrap. Ooh. Oh snap, there's two. Okay. So there's a second one. Oh, it's kind of snug in there, so I'm going to leave that one in the box for now. But let's take a look at the first one they sent me. I like the box this came in. It's very retro. So these are the two keyboards that Durgod sent me. The title of the email the representative sent me said K600. So I'm not sure if the smaller one is the K600 and then they included the the K620w Corona. But it is interesting, and I really appreciate that they sent me two of them. I was not expecting that, especially the fact that they're different sizes. As some of you may know, that review I did for the Keychron K10 mechanical keyboard, that was the first mechanical keyboard I had ever purchased, owned, and used. It still does pretty well. I think a lot of people were looking for reviews for that keyboard. So because that was the first one and only one I've ever really owned, I don't have a lot of experience reviewing keyboards. So I'm really excited actually to open up these two and see what the difference is between companies and also just what they offer. I will say Durgod is not a brand that I am familiar with. It's not one of the companies that popped up when I was doing my research for mechanical keyboards. So either they are a new company or they are more than likely just a kind of off-brand company. So I think I'll start with the smaller size. My mechanical keyboard is a full size because I do like having the number pad. So this will be quite new and interesting to see. Again though, I do appreciate that they included different sizes, because that was the one thing that I was kind of going back and forth about when I did my research for my first one, is these sizes. Having more space on your desk is never a bad thing, and my current keyboard is quite big, so oh, okay. So the tape on the side is already, it seems, been cut. This says Fusion Original wireless mechanical keyboard, and let's see, here is the side information. So it comes with the keyboard, wireless receiver. So this has an actual Bluetooth receiver versus, I don't think the Keychron came with one. I think your computer just had to have one for it to connect wirelessly. It does still come with a charging cable, an adapter extension. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then obviously the manual. And then it has cherry red switches, which will be very interesting because I think did the Keychron come with brown ones or blue ones? I can't remember. I think I bought it with brown ones and then I swapped to some different ones. So I've never actually tried cherry red switches. It was really hard to get this thing out. It's really tight in there. I do like the packaging. The brown cardboard is a nice touch, I think. Makes it look very retro. Oh, wow. Okay. So here is the inside. It's packaged very similarly, I think, to the... Oh, that's so neat! But I was saying it was packaged very similarly to the Keychron K10 with the bag. So here's the manual. and a lot of it is in Chinese. Oh, okay, so this is the Fusion K230. Okay, so it is translated, that's good. And then this back panel, oh snap, has all the cables. And some silica gel, which I'll put to the side. Do apologize for the noise issue. I just realized my microphone wasn't even recording. So for that first few minutes, you'll just have to deal with the low quality camera recording. But here is the keyboard. And I'm just now realizing it's a very retro styled keyboard. It very much reminds me of the old Windows keyboards that, oh wow, it actually feels like it too. So it does look pretty cool in the retro style. Not really my style, to be quite honest. I don't really care for the colors, except for the gray, maybe the orange, but I think these more retro, pale, beige, this muted beige color is just not my thing. But I will say it does look really cool and well designed if you are into that. They clearly put a lot of effort into designing it, so it looks very old school. It does still have the legs. Oh, those are nice and sturdy. I like that. Because I think the K10 one that I have is kind of loose in that regard, but those feel very nice. And they have a rubber, the little rubber padding on the bottom. This little switch, which I'm assuming changes the Bluetooth and such. Let me see if there's anything on the sides. There is not. But here is where you would put the charging cable. And let me give it a quick little test run. Very cool. It sounds exactly like a retro keyboard actually, which is pretty cool because although the look of them was not really my thing, I did appreciate the sound they make. I always thought it was relaxing. I do notice that, and I wonder if this is intentional, some of the keys, I don't know if you can tell, are shorter than the others. I don't know if that's, again, oh, I don't think it's intentional because now that I press them down a little farther, they went all the way down. Neat. So I have to wonder, okay, never mind. My next question was, can you change the key caps on these? And you can. So these are red cherry switches. So I'll show you guys in a second once I review the second keyboard, but this one does not say on the box that it's hot swappable, but it kind of looks like it is. I feel like if I got the little tool to do it, I should be able to pop this thing out. But I don't want to try it just in case you can't. So I'm going to leave that alone, but you can at least swap the keycaps, which is again appreciated. It also comes with the charging cable, C-type, and then this looks like an extension, which the manual did mention, so 2 of the sides are C-type. So I'm assuming if you wanted it to be wired, they do include an extension. So if if your computer is a little far from where you're sitting, mine is directly next to my bed, so I probably won't have that big of an issue. But this is nice that they included an extension. So yes, so I was right. So the switch at the top is for selecting the type of connection, Bluetooth and all that. And then the wires are for the wired connection and charging. But the box set, one of them was an adapter. I'm not sure what they're referring to. If maybe, because I think my motherboard actually does have a C-type connection in the back, so maybe that's what it is, in case you don't want to use a USB. If that is the case, that's pretty cool. You can also use this as an extension in general if you have, say, a USB with the, is it the male or female? I think it's the female side for the C-type. You can use this to extend the length of your key or your cable. It also comes with a handy dandy little Velcro strap to keep those pesky cables in check. And then there's this. Oh, okay, this is the second part of the adapter actually. Excellent. So they pretty much give you everything you need. So there's the USB portion, and then here's the C-type. So that's pretty cool that they included that. The Keychron did not come with that, so it's really neat to see what these manufacturers include with your keyboard, and it really shows you what they're targeting. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is either a 60 or 65 size keyboard. The percentages relate to the amount of buttons that they have. For example, mine is a full size. The Keychron 10 is a full size because it has the number pad and all the regular buttons that regular keyboards had back in the day. But if you have no use for the number pad here and you want more desk space, it might be better for you to get a smaller one like this if all you really need are the numbers at the top and then the letters. If you're a gamer, I think the number pad really helps a lot. But personally, smaller ones like this, if I'm gaming or anything like that, I think it feels a little cramped. But that's just me. My arms are not parallel, which I feel like might be a little uncomfortable, especially if you're using these keys a lot. But I'll do a proper typing test later. I'm going to go ahead and open the second keyboard that they sent me. All right, here is the next keyboard that Durgod sent me. This is the wireless mechanical keyboard K620w Corona. It does say this one is hot swappable, so I will go ahead and test that out with my tool if I can find it, because it's been a while since I've swapped the keys on my K10. This box does have stickers that are sealed. The other one was weird. Like someone had already cut through the plastic, but here is the information. Oh, this one says it has LEDs. So the other one does not have LEDs, which probably means it's not backlit, which makes sense because I'm looking at it right now and it's just regular standard keys. But this one sounds like it's going to be backlit, which is great. I much prefer backlit keyboards just because I type a lot at night, and especially gaming, you want to turn off all the lights to enjoy what you're looking at. So it's going to be dark, and I much prefer to be able to see what I'm typing if I have to change windows or something. That's just a personal preference. I'm sure a lot of people do fine without the backlight. For me, it's a functionality thing. I don't really care if it lights up different colors or not. All right, here's the second keyboard. Durgod, thank you for choosing Durgod. Wireless mechanical keyboard. Oh. Oh, wow. This one's bright white. Again, we have a manual. And there's two versions of this one, it seems. Okay, so the different version is the smaller one, which might have been the other one that I just got, but this one has foam inserts to keep it in place. Much appreciated. It's hefty too. I didn't really mention this with the previous one, but these are quite hefty. Not super heavy or anything. I don't think it's really much of a difference from the K10 that I have, but very nice weight to them. They're not cheap feeling, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. They have a weight to them. I appreciate the black along the side. I like the colors on this one a lot more. The little soft muted blues with the not completely bright white. There's like a tint to them, slight pale tint, and then the just sharp blue. So on the back is the on and off switch. These do not come charged. Oh, I take that back. So maybe the small one was previously used because it wasn't charged when or maybe I can't tell because it doesn't have LEDs. Maybe it did come charged. I'll have to connect it to my PC later. But this one came charged and it does have backlit capability. I'm not sure if the colors are any different. Let's see if I can figure out how to possibly change it. Ew. Where's the manual? I'll mess with that in a second. So this one also comes with more or less the same stuff, I'm pretty sure. Let me get this out. Yeah, this more or less looks like the same stuff. Oh, okay. Okay, so if it's hot swappable, they give you the tool, which is cool. So I'm not going to test it just because they give you the tool, so obviously it's going to be hot swappable. They also give you the adapter as well and a single cable. So you don't get the the adapter cable, you just get the charging cable. But they did give you the adapter. And then you also still get the little Velcro with Durgod's signature on it. So according to the box, this comes with Kai Turbo Red switches. Let me just use the puller, and I apologize if y'all can hear my siblings playing video games. I was gonna film this in the morning, but then I forgot and I got tired. So that is the switch that's on here. Very sturdy. And the keys are definitely slightly different than the previous keyboard. They're a lot thinner, I think. I feel like the ones in the previous keyboard were a little thicker. Okay, let's test it out. Oh my goodness. I hope I can describe this correctly. So the previous keyboard, typing on it was very loose. You could definitely feel the clickety-clack when you press on a key, but it was just there, I would say. This one, it's so much more tactile. It's a deeper clack, if that makes any sense. It sounds a little high-pitched now that I'm doing it, but as I was typing, it just felt more intense, I would say. And I really like it. I love the feel of typing on this one. I actually think I like it more than my K10 keyboard. So I definitely think the difference with these is the switches, whatever these switches are. KAILH Turbo Red switches. Definitely going to look into these because they feel amazing. And I appreciate that the keys are not that thick as well. So my fingers are not really hitting other keys. I'm not having to adjust the height of how high my fingers lift when I type different keys to get to the next ones, and it doesn't get caught, which is the problem I had when I first switched over to my current mechanical keyboard. I was using a Logitech keyboard before that, which has had very flat buttons, so I was having to adjust the way I type. My fingers had to lift quite a bit to get back into learning how to type and move seamlessly through different keys. With this one, the process of switching over is a lot smoother because they're shorter, and I really appreciate that. So again, let's see. So let's look at the back of this keyboard. Normally I wouldn't really like the white because white, I tend to just not appreciate how dirty it gets and how noticeable it is when it gets dirty. But this, again, the design of these are really nice. They're definitely going for the more retro style with the bulky, geometric, I don't want to say crevices, but it's very much giving me Gundam vibes, if that makes any sense. Retro Gundam design vibes, or just mecha designs in general in older anime. Just, you know, this type of stuff. Love it. These don't feel as sturdy as the previous keyboard, but they very much still have a good weight and resistance to them. I like the little padding, very soft. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's for the charge. No, what is this? Oh! I was just complaining about this. So it does come with a wireless dongle. That's pretty cool. I really appreciate that because one of the problems I was having with my K10 is the Bluetooth is just not that strong. My computer is right next to my bed, so I'm really not moving very far when I'm utilizing the Bluetooth, because sometimes when I like to game, I'd prefer to be in my bed with the keyboard on my lap. I have a little lap desk that I put it on. I'm able to have my mouse on there. It's just much more comfortable than having to sit in a desk chair and game for more than 2 hours. But what often happens, especially in Minecraft, oddly enough, is that I don't know if the Bluetooth gets interrupted or what, but it'll feel like the keys get stuck and my character will just keep going straight as if I'm constantly pressing on the button. And I've noticed that in multiple games, and the only thing I can think of is that it's the Bluetooth, which is a common concern that I've seen around with that particular keyboard. It's never been dramatic enough or caused me significant annoyance during games for it to be a real issue. But the fact that these come with their own Bluetooth dongle is very much appreciated, because I'm hoping that that means the Bluetooth will be a lot stronger and more compatible, to where hopefully that does not happen. Now, I will say I just checked the previous keyboard and there's nothing indicating anywhere that it came with a wireless receiver. I don't see anything like this, like a little slot that I can open to pull it out, and there's nothing in the box, although the box does say that it comes with one, so I'm not sure what that is. I might have to contact the representative for the company to ask about that and see if that's, you know, just a mistake on the box or what. But so far I much prefer this one, not only because of the LEDs, but also I appreciate the dongle and it just feels a lot nicer. Now here is the LED at work. Again, I may have to look at the manual to see exactly how to change it. And both of these, if it's any importance, are 2.4 gigahertz wireless connection. So that's how strong their Bluetooth dongles must be. And these are the options for the LEDs. They don't have RGB capability, but honestly, white is all I need, or some form of bright color that can allow me to see them in the dark. And here are the different LED patterns. I apologize for my arm in the way, but it does have a good selection. I think generally, though, most of these I probably won't even use, which is more or less the same. A similar case with my original K10 keyboard. So in conclusion, I think both of these have their merits. I much prefer this one though, one because of the LED, and two, the feel of the keys. Definitely like these keys more than these. I did notice a very springy sound when I was typing on this one. You may hear it once I finally edit the footage that I took. And I do apologize for my wrist constantly moving against the wrist rest and causing a sound. It didn't occur to me that would happen. So next time I'll just make sure not to have the wrist rest there to avoid tainting the sound quality. But you can kind of hear like the spring in the key itself making a sound when you press it. I've heard this is a common complaint with a lot of cheaper and mechanical keyboards. A lot of people prefer that sound not to be there because it is quite noticeable once you start paying attention to it. Because this is meant to be a more retro style keyboard, I think it adds to the charm a little in a way. And I also really like, I don't think I've filmed myself discovering this, but it does come with its own USB receiver. Both of them do. And this one has a slot under the logo, which is really cool, that you can pull out and attach to your computer. Both of them connected immediately, which was great. So that's something I really like about both of them, is that they have their own wireless receiver. I don't have to mess around with my third-party Bluetooth dongle on my PC. It's just plug and play. The only concern right now I have is battery life. I have not had the chance to try these out playing a video game for very long or typing for very long. I did hear in a previous review that this one might have a 2 to 3 hour battery life, which is not really all that great, to be quite honest. But I'm not sure about this one. I do consider battery life really important because it's kind of annoying to have to keep charging your keyboard, or if you wanted it to be wireless, constantly have to have it plugged in. And especially because this one, which is the one I preferred overall, does not come with the extension cord. You can't move it around as much if the battery life is not as good. Overall though, I think these are good entry-level mechanical keyboards. I did look on Durgod's website to see how much they were, and to be quite honest, they are a little pricey. However, I did find them on Amazon as well and AliExpress for much cheaper. So they're more or less, especially if you get them on sale, run around the same price as my Keychron K10. Now, I'm not sure what gets factored into the manufacturing costs, but I'm assuming the USB dongle is significant because the Keychron K10, even though it was about $100, a little bit over, it does not come with one. But it is aluminum, it does have RGB color LEDs, and it's hot swappable. Meanwhile, this one comes with its own USB dongle, but it's not hot swappable. It is quite hefty though. I think it's all plastic, however, it's still got some weight to it. And then again, the abysmal battery life, but it does come with that extension cord. And then we have this one, the K620w. This also comes with its own dongle that you can push out from the slot in the back, and does not have the extension cord, but still comes with the cable. However, this one does have LEDs and it is hot swappable. The settings for the LEDs are really nice too. However, I've come to notice that I just really don't use a lot of those fancy light up ones. They look cool in footage when you're doing room tours, but that's pretty much it. But again, LED is much appreciated because I do like my keyboard to be backlit. This one is also much heavier than the other one. It might have aluminum in the back. It feels just a lot heavier than this one over here. So I'm not sure what the materials are, but yes, this one feels a lot higher quality. And obviously it is a bigger size. So again, in the end, it's up to y'all to decide whether or not you want to give Durgod a try. When they first contacted me, I thought they were some off-brand company trying to, you know, make bank with mechanical keyboards. But no, I think they're a legitimate brand that you could look into and do research on if you are looking to get your first mechanical keyboard, or just see what's out there. I'll leave links to their website in the description for y'all to check out, and then also some separate links where you can find them in other shops, because like I said, their website is a little bit pricey. So I do want to thank Durgod for sending me these two keyboards. I'm not a keyboard enthusiast at all. I'm very much a beginner, but it is really nice to kind of see the variety that's out there and the difference that different keycaps and switches can make to the quality, the sound, and the experience of typing on a keyboard. So yes, the winner ultimately is the Durgod K620w Corona keyboard. Applause to this keyboard. Very nice, great feeling right out of the box, and just very durable, I think it feels like. I'm excited to try the Bluetooth and see how strong that is and see what the battery life is like. This one I'm probably going to give either to my sister or to a friend of mine who maybe wants a keyboard. Thank you once again to Durgod. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.